Welcome back in the EFM tutorial about the section in which we will define the source definition, and for that reason we will focus on this bluish window in which we have defined the root. So of course we have to teach the EFM how to go through the file, and we have defined each repetitive section, and also within each repetitive section each field. And for that reason you can use the right click on the root and then you can add these segments. And the first repetitive section, in our case it will be simply the lines within the file. We can use the standard segment element. And once you add the element, you can focus on the left bottom. You have the property window that will adjust according to the element that you click on. So the root element has different properties as the standard segment. And now my first recommendation for you is to please name each source definition in a speaking name. In our case, we will not leave standard segment called standard segment. We will rename it to lines. So it makes much more sense to rename it to lines. Then we fully understand what is happening. And well, that's basically it. Let's do the definition of the repetition mode, which you can simply do here. So we will we will define the repetition mode to true. This means we will go through each line, and all that is left is the definition to teach the EFM when is a line, or when is a repetitive section to be repeated. In our case, it's basically the end of each line. So let's quickly jump into the file again. So after each new line, that is what we need. So after each new line, we want to repeat the full mapping and do each field and read each field again. So the definition for the repetition mode, which you basically find in the location method, is a new line. And for this new line, you can use various definition. The easiest is if you use regex, regular expression, and then you go for a new line. I basically use usually the new line definition, which is backslash r backslash n. That is actually a new line. But if you use my term, which you can simply code after the tutorial, we will ignore the first line. In our case, the first line has the titles. We don't want that. We want to have the repetition mode just after the first line. Good. Let's do that. And now we have already our repetitive section in the source file, and we could go through the file, yet still nothing will happen. We still have an error because we didn't define any target. But let's do that. All we need to do is now to drag and drop this repetitive section to the corresponding repetitive section within the target. And then we get the results, or the first result. So let's do that. In our case, we want to go and repeat for each line in the source, each line in the target. So all we need to do is drag and drop it to the sequence. And now, as a result of that, we first have to go to the row, of course. And now you can go through the simulation, and you see we already get for each row a result set. And now we go to the next topic. All we need to do, or all that is needed left, is that we define the fields within each of those lines, and then we are already done. So enjoy the next video in which we will define the fields.